What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Irrational Logic, where passion meets facts. Today, we got a lot to get to. We got Terry, we got Jasper, we got Jesse, and myself, Jamal. We ready to break down the most current events in sports and pop culture. So, to get it started, man, I want to get the panel's viewpoints on what was going on with Antonio Brown. Like, what was going on? Terry, can you give me your thoughts on what we just witnessed this past weekend?
Well, I didn't witness it, and I'm glad I didn't, number one. Like, I always wanted to go to Dubai, but I don't know no more. If they acting like that, that's crazy. But you know what? Antonio Brown, he ain't been the same since Burfict hit him in the head on that crossing play, man. I don't know what it was. This man was a good, well-spoken gentleman. Everybody liked him. And then he got hit by Burfict, and I don't know what Burfict said afterwards or whatever, but he's been different ever since. Now this dude rapping and everything else. But let me tell you something. all that stuff was uncalled for, man. If you saw the video, this dude in the pool. First of all, how you in a public pool butt naked? Number one.
Bucket naked.
How'd you get through? You know what I mean? Like, as far as you walked in there, jump just swinging and banging, you know what I mean? You just came in there and just jump in the pool, number one. Number two, this dude jump up out the water, put his ass cheeks in a woman's face, probably farted in her face or something. That's why she got an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, boom. Like, who does that to another person? Never mind, he should got his ass whooped. And then you hear the dudes in the background egging him on. He's waterboarding her. He's longboarding. I'm like, yo, what's going on with this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, she won't having it for real. So he looked like to me, he looked like he's sexually assaulting this woman. I don't know the laws of Dubai or nothing like that, but this man probably should have got arrested. I don't know. And I understand that he was out there because Floyd Mayweather is doing an exhibition fight out there. I guess he's supposed to, like, you know, be his, you know, hype man when he come down the lane and everything else. But, like, to me, it was uncalled for. AB, you on one. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, you whipping your meat out in front of, you know, these people. You about to start an OnlyFans, nigga? What's going on? Like, what you promoting right now? What you on right now?
Jasmine, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Man, I just think it's a CTE, man. I think these are actions of players who, you know, through the years, Bill Romanowski, Marshawn Lynch. A lot of these guys have off the field issues, man, and you know, it's unfortunate. I think AB, I think this is his last hurrah to ever be in the league. And this right here is a big damper on if he was to come back on the NFL team. And look, he didn't learn from Brittany Griner's situation where you do a crime overseas. You just don't know what repercussions. This might be a 10-year sentence. This might be a 15 or 20-year sentence. Just being stupid, you know? So I hate it for him. I hope that it doesn't come to that, but if my child or somebody else, you know, child was in that pool and he was doing all that, yo, they can hit him with, you know, sexual predator cases and things of that nature. So I hate to say it, but, you know, I hope that his mental is, he does. CTE, NFL, all this stuff, man. I think it all coexists with all this issues, off the field issues with him, man. So it sucks.
Nah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Jasper. Jesse, what's your points on that? What's your thoughts?
Man, I think this nigga trying to do rich nigga shit and forgot he ain't rich no more, bro. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know your thoughts.
When you the top receiver in the league, you can do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not on the team no more, bro. So it's like, right. You over here still trying to live that baller lifestyle where the rules don't apply to you. You know what I mean? Or in Terry's favorite words, no rules. You know
ain't no rules.
So it's like, yeah, I feel like you know, he trying to hold on to the past, man. Like, if you trying to get back in the league or you trying to get back on top, you need to be on your best behavior. You need to be showing that you out here and you grinding and you got your mind right. Like this damn sure ain't gonna help him get back on the team if that's what he's trying to do.
Right.
But just to jump on what you just said, like he won't do this shit when he was in the league. Now he's out the league, he's acting up. So that's the weird part. Like I think he's trying to live this rapper lifestyle now because he's trying to do this rap thing and he think that's what rappers do. But like it's Jasper's point real quick. We don't even know if any kids was at the pool he was acting like that. And I'm gonna leave it like that. That's a good point, Jeff.
Yeah.
Day-Day. We want to welcome Day-Day to the panel, man. We're talking about what happened with Antonio Brown this weekend. Did you see what happened? And if you did, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I saw what happened. I mean, but if it's any of us, we'd have been in jail already. You know what I'm saying? First of all, he did it around some Karens, and you already know how that goes. I ain't gonna get too much into that. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? He needs some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
We just gonna leave it aside. I ain't gonna get too much into it.
All right, so real quick, my thoughts on that is I think everybody made great points, right? I think that one, we know that Antonio Brown is someone who likes to be the center of attention. And you saw the way he exited the NFL, his last game on the field, taking off his clothes, making a spectacle of himself.
Right.
Let's not forget that the NFL season just started. We're about a month into the season. No one has thought about or said anything about Antonio Brown. So what does he do? He does something to get himself in the news or get himself in trouble. Someone that craves off of being the center of attention. Two, I like to go to Jasper's point. CTE is very real, and we don't know. It's all subjective right now. It's all perception right now. But the behavior that he is showing shows me that there's something not right. And maybe, like you said, that linebacker that smacked him, Terry. Maybe that put a couple of screws loose, and I don't want to make fun of it, but it kind of does seem once you take one too many hits, you start to act a little different. Right. But to piggyback off of the CTE issue, we just saw Tua get smacked on Thursday night, and we see the residual effects of the Junior Seaus, the Romanowskis, there's countless players that deal with CTE. And we don't find out till late. So seeing what happened on Tua last Sunday, and then we see what happened on Thursday, what do you think the NFL, how do you think the NFL is going to pay or have consequences or repercussions for allowing him to play? And two, what do you think this does for Tua's career? I want to go in the same order. Terry, tell me your thoughts, man.
Hey, man, first of all, number one, I'm hoping the best for the young man. That's number one. It's a gladiator sport, and everybody who straps up that helmet knows you're at risk. With that being said, we saw it was foreshadowing the Sunday before. Everybody was questioning how they handled his injury. Matter of fact, there was a report saying that it wasn't a concussion, it was his back, which everybody who saw the play where he got hurt know that was nonsense. So it was it's kind of eerie if you think about it, how it was put in a limelight they didn't handle that on Sunday the right way, on a short week. You play on Thursday, and this happens. And he's a young man who's hungry, who's been challenged as having the leadership of a football team, and now his team is rocking in the right direction. Everybody's talking about it. That's a lot of pressure for me to say, you know what, I'm gonna stay on the field and be for my team. But there's nobody in his ear saying, listen, man, you can take care of 25 years old, whatever you are, you got a long way to go into the long season. If you need to take a day, take a day. And I think it was negligent by the Miami Dolphins, whoever their doctor is, to let this man come out on the field on Sunday, let alone Thursday. And now we don't even know if he's gonna come back the same, man. That's the scary part. I don't know if y'all saw, it's basically his hands. And then on top of that, y'all say who did that video? Was Amazon on Thursdays? Is that Amazon? Right?
Yeah, Amazon, yeah.
Shame on y'all. Shame on y'all for showing the instant replay over and over again. Somebody going through that. That should have never been. That's disgusting on that end. That's all I got to say. Go ahead.
Jasper, it's on you, man. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a disgrace, man. I'm not gonna hold you. It's something that the NFL should know better. And on top of that, people got to realize Florida, and I've read Florida is big on betting. So betting from Pop Warner League on up, college football, high school football. I think a lot of the betting that's been going on from FanDuel, fantasy football, a lot of these people want these players, and I hate to say it, don't get me wrong, from top to bottom, they want these guys to go out there and play. And I hate to say it because that was not a back injury. That was an injury to the head. His whole body, everything about it just didn't look right, and now all of a sudden you have this issue where it looked like he even hit his head hard on the ground. It was more his shoulder. And it just, and there's a lot of swelling on the brain, probably a lot of fluid there from the previous hit. And it's bad, but I think a lot of this has to do with players being played when they're not supposed to, because I think a lot of betting, to Jesse's reference, as far as when Tua got hurt, we get mad because if a fantasy player gets hurt, it's money on the line, even though it ain't much money. But you imagine these guys who are putting millions of dollars or $100,000 on a player. Hey, play him. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to win. And if he gives us the best chance to win, I've seen little kids play high school or Pee Wee League football. Even though the kid gets hurt, they still throw the kid out there and still play. And it's just unfortunate, man, because millions of dollars are being spent just on a sport that we love. And we lose conscience as far as the love of a sport. These are real people. These are people going out there trying to make plays, make things happen. And we forget that they're human beings just like us. We make mistakes. And I think the league made a big error, especially the medical staff. And also, I'm gonna be straight up with you, Miami's had a lot of issues with that organization, with the former head coach saying that there was a lot of betting on games and make us lose and things of that nature. I think the owner and the medical staff, they need to be sanctioned pretty hard, man. That's just my opinion, though. So
good points. Jesse, your thoughts?
I hear what y'all saying. I really do. And I agree with you. Like, the way Amazon showed the replay over and over again, you know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. The fact that, it seems like they pushed him or rushed him back so that he could play. All those are valid points and correct. But at the same time, we play football since we was kids. We know what it is. We know what it is. Like,
right.
This is a contact sport.
Right.
And if you play this game, you're going to get hurt. There's not a you might. There's not a you could. You're going to get hurt.
Right.
Everyone gets hurt sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to say like I don't feel bad for him, because you never want to see no one get hurt like that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, this is what you signed up for, bro. Like, what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? The possibility of getting hurt to this severity is a real possibility. You know what I'm saying? So, pray for the best, man. And I hope he definitely recovers and so forth and so on. But at the same time, it's part of the game, man. And the NFL, they're going to do their investigation, quote unquote. It's not going to change nothing. It's not going to, it's
Yep.
Listen, the NFL makes way too much money to sit here and be like, nah, we got to chill. We don't want people getting hurt. Like, nah, man. And truth be told, that's part of the reason why the NFL is so popular, because of the possibility of someone getting hurt.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? That's real. Think about it, bro. When someone's playing and somebody get hit, What's the reaction?
Ooh, yeah, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what you come for. That's what you come to see. You come to see touchdowns, and you come to see people get smacked. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't want nobody wants to really hurt. Like you get hit on the play, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You made a play. But when it comes to like the mental, like your brain, nobody wants to see somebody get carried off on a stretcher. I don't care if that's the Cowboys. Absolutely. And I hate the Cowboys. I never want to see Dak Prescott carried off on a stretcher. Period. Especially if there was something that you saw the previous week that you didn't do nothing about, and then it come up. That's malpractice to me.
Right.
But
I totally agree. I totally agree. Like I feel like the whole Tua situation got handled poorly, but you know, like that's and I don't want to sound heartless, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that's the risk you take, man. Every time you step on the field, that's the risk you take. You know what I'm saying?
Day, your points, man. What's your thoughts?
I'm kind of leaning towards Jesse with this one, man. To be honest, man, like I know today they made steps. They fired the neurotrauma consultant, so basically he's going to take the blame of it. Yeah, he got fired today after they found out it was like several mistakes during his evaluation, so on and so forth. So I mean, they're going to do what they got to do to cover themselves. You know, but at the end of the day, like Jesse said, you get paid millions of dollars, B. Like we know, like you said, when from Pop Warner, we know that's why some kids now, they don't like to play football. They've made some steps to try to make the game safer and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if you're moving your head like that, I mean, what can happen? So we pay these guys millions of dollars, and I'm gonna compare it to the military. Like I said, we know what we signed up for. And we know there's a chance we go to war. We know there's a chance that we going over to Iraq, Afghanistan, and all that. Thousands of them cats got CTE, bro, but they don't get the same treatment as Tua getting because he got the best doctors, he got the best, you know what I mean? The best surgeons and all that stuff. Some of them guys are coming home still struggling. So like you said, I don't want to be inconsiderate. Like you said, I don't wish getting hurt on nobody, but at the end of the day, like, we know what we doing, and he could have easily himself been like, hey, I'm not right. I don't feel like this game, I should sit it out. But you got to look at Tua, since he's been in the league, what has happened to him?
Injuries.
Yep. Injuries since he's been in college. So in the back of his head, it'll probably be of mine if I was getting paid that money too, but I had a team that was 3-0. I got to be here for my team. I'm on a contract here. If I don't perform, they're going to get rid of my behind after this year. So, you know what I mean? You're going to do everything you can do to stay on the field. You know what I'm saying? Because after this year, that could be it. Thanks. And that is a bad part because, like you said, it's sad that they're put in those predicaments. But the contract is a contract. You already know. Even with our guy Hurts, even with Tua, they already been compared side by side. This is a contract year. You know what I mean? If they don't come in and prove it, they're going to be drafting a quarterback behind you. And you don't want to hear that. So you're going to do what you got to do to stay on the field, whether you hurt, whether you're not. Like I said, in the back of your mind, that's always going to be there. So I think that was like one of his main reasons for trying to stay on the field. I think, like you said, the Dolphins is money. You 3-0, you trying to, you know what I mean, compete.
It's all money. All money driven. Right.
I'm
on the fence. I'm on the fence, man. I feel like Terry made fantastic points, and all of y'all made fantastic points, but I'm on the fence. I can go either way with it. So to Terry's point, Amazon is like, they're playing the replay over and over again, but as much as we say it's inhumane, or where's the human decency for his family to see him laid out like that, his fingers bending back, frozen, seeing a human being laid out on the field like that, from one perspective, it's like, oh my God, why are they showing that, right? But on the other end, we all seen the movie Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
Right.
Is this not why you're here? So we watch boxing, we want to see somebody get knocked out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You watch football, like Jesse said, you want to see touchdowns and you want to see hard hits. And, the NFL, they're trying to adapt the game to be more safe. They stopped the running kickoff. They stopped allowing you to get running head starts. They stopped allowing you to block a certain way to protect players' knees and ACLs. They stopped letting you touch the quarterback. They stopped letting you do so many things. Like the penalties against the defense now are an automatic first down, where it used to be 5 yards. It used to be 10 yards, depending on the severity of the penalty. Now, a small infraction gives the offense first down. And it changes the way that defenses play. So they're trying to crack down in some instances, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, Tua could have said, I don't feel right. Something happened on Sunday. And I don't care what these tests are saying, I don't feel right. But to Day-Day's point, contract year, Tua's been hurt. And let's not forget, he was one of the front runners for MVP these first 3 weeks of the year. He's the only receiver. He's the only quarterback that has 2 receivers that had over 300 yards receiving. It's the first time the Miami Dolphins have been 3-0, and I don't know how long. What, 1972 maybe? So, like, let's be honest, man. If you are a young quarterback on a contract year and you're playing like an MVP, you're going up against Burrow, who was the golden child of the NFL last year. You know what I mean? The new great Caucasian quarterback, right? And I'm not gonna make this about race, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. He's a great young quarterback, and it was Tua, the way that they promoted it. Tua versus Burrow. Both of them are MVP quality capable quarterbacks. They're both young.
Hey, Mar, let me ask you this question.
Tua didn't want to miss that game. What's up?
So, do you think that it would have been any different if it was a Thursday night game instead of a Sunday game?
It was Thursday night.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it was a Sunday night, if they'd have played tomorrow instead of on Thursday, it's having that two-day rest instead of a whole week rest.
I think the hit that he had last Sunday was severe enough to keep him out at minimum a full week, maybe 2 weeks. He got up on Sunday and he was wobbling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They tried to say it was a back then. You saw him shake his head. You saw him get up. You saw him jog a few steps and fall again.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a back.
It was like a little kid that spin around on the back and then got dang on when you get up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, you know, when the old man got the wiffle-ball bat and they drink the beers fast and then they spin around and then they get up and they got to run forward and they like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That was Tua. That was Tua, man. And for them to allow him to play 4 days later, and to Jasper's point, that hit wasn't that severe. He swung him and just swung him back. He didn't like pick him up and body slam him. Like he kind of like flung him. You know what I'm saying? So that just tells me the slightest of hits was going to show the residual effect of what happened last Sunday. So Day-Day, I don't think if it was on this Sunday, if it would have mattered. I think he needed a full 2 weeks to get himself together. And it's you know, the doctor might have saw something, he might not have saw something. We can't speak on what we don't know. But I can tell you right now, to Jesse's point, there's a Pookie and a Ray Ray and a Jaquan down the street that can throw the ball as far as Tua. And if they had an opportunity to take on the type of contract that Tua got, if they had the opportunity to play out in Alabama, and if they had the opportunity to be in the NFL right now, they would sign up and say, I don't care about the risks. Right. I don't care if I might catch CTE. I can make $5 million to provide for my family. I'm willing to do that.
Right.
And one thing I want to touch on what Maul said on, you made a great point. You said that the NFL is set up to protect the quarterback, right? Because if you like, the penalties are harsher every time the quarterback's touch. So for them,
you can't even land on them with your body weight. They took that out. I can hit you clean. I can't even put my body weight on.
They did that to Hurts last week, but that's a different subject. They didn't get flagged for it. They should got flagged. Anyway, my point is that for a league that protects the signal caller, they failed him the week before. Y'all failed this young man, and he's a young man. And think about this. when you were 23, 24 years old, would you be still, if you knew what you knew now at the age we're at right now, would you make the same decisions back then? Probably not. Somebody need to be in their ear and saying, listen, young man, this ain't it. It might be a week or two. You got a whole career. You got a whole life to live.
They don't care.
And you don't want to be like Muhammad Ali at the end of the day, where you can't even function. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think it's negligence. I get it's a gladiator sport, but in order for this NFL to stay popping and have these highlights and these great games, you got to protect these people's health. They're men first. They're not pawns in a game of chess. So that's my last piece. I'm gonna take.
One thing, real quick. So my thing is that, and this is just my assessment on this. You think they should take betting out of sports, and that's because Pete Rose got taken out of baseball when he was betting on games.
Really, this past year.
Right? Just hear me, huh?
Haven't really got didn't he get suspended for a whole year for betting?
Well, no, you talking about Pete Rose? I'm talking about the former baseball player. He bet on games.
I'm just saying, like more recent, Calvin Ridley just got suspended for a whole year.
Yeah, he got. So, and that's my thing. I think right now, Tua shouldn't have been on the field. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? But I think personally, that a lot of sports nowadays, players should be taken out, even if they say, hey, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Even though we tell a doctor, hey, I'm okay, I'm fine. Doctor says, no, take these pills, you'll be fine, go out there. What are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and take the doctor's advice, correct? So I think right now with Tua, I think the league really failed. The league really failed him, you know what I'm saying? And also jersey sales, endorsements. These players make millions of dollars for the organization. But then when they retire, when it's all done, and when they have that lawsuit, they probably give them like $500,000, $1 million, $2 million. That's nothing compared to what they've done in a 10-year career for the organization. You know what I'm saying?
Jasper, did the league fail him, or did the Miami Dolphins athletic department, their physical, their doctor department, did they fail Tua? Because I don't think the NFL,
Miami's always. Well, the Dolphins have been in question for a lot of issues with the owner, with the medical staffs, as far as former players saying that Miami's, doctors were diagnosing things wrong. Then something happened to one of the offensive linemen. He said that they were just negligent as far as his injuries. You know what I'm saying? But what we do with doctors, we always get a second opinion. If a doctor tells you, hey, you have cancer. What do? We go to another doctor and see if we got cancer or not. You know what I'm saying? So I think the medical staff, I think the Miami Dolphins medical staff failed them. They really did. They did.
Hey, you about to say something? Go ahead, man.
No, I was going to say, I won't be surprised at all if they start to go back to like college, where you get a hit or you get a severe hit and you out a half. You know what I mean? Pretty soon, in the next couple of years, that's the way it's going to go. That's how soft it's got.
Right.
And I just don't, Jamal question, I think Miami failed them, and I think if the NFL doesn't have any consequences based on what Miami did, then the NFL has failed them too. They already fired the independent neurosurgeon, so they might try to like say, okay, that's what we did. You know what I mean?
That's the scapegoat. That's the scapegoat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know if the Dolphins going to have nobody get punished or, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what I do know. I mean, no disrespect to Tua, but the Eagles is the only undefeated team in the league right now.
Yes, sir.
You know that's why they don't like us as fans, because the shit like that right there, they think we the worst fans in the goddamn league. Stuff like that.
Man, listen. Like I said, no disrespect to Tua. I hate that he's going through this, and but we undefeated, bro.
All right.
Yeah. Who said that Teddy Bridgewater looked like he was Teddy under the bridge?
Under the Bridgewater.
Hey, so listen, man. Let's keep the ball rolling. So Terry, man, in your last soliloquy, you mentioned that we want to have great NFL games, right? So why don't we talk about this week's games, man? What you looking for? What you looking forward to this week, man? It's a lot of good matchups.
it's a lot of good matchups going on, and I think we got a whole full slate of games. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go first with the first game, and then I'm just gonna call them out, and then we just go in order. But yeah, so we got a game coming up in, I think, London, England is the first one, right? That's tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. We got is it Saints and the Vikings, correct? So one thing I want to say real quick is that number one, the Vikings are a good team. So for all the haters who said the Eagles ain't beat nobody, you full of crap. If you look at the power rankings, they in the top 10 and everybody's goddamn top 10. Don't get mad just because we look good. Don't be a hater. It's not good on you. Don't look good on you at all.
Right.
So Vikings versus Saints, your boy Mike Thomas is out. Jameis Winston is out. It's a wash. You know what I mean? They getting washed up. You know, Vikings, I got Vikings winning 28-10. You know, I just put that score out there. I just know they winning. The next game we got, though, and I'm going to go ahead and throw that to Jasper, is we got Seahawks versus the Lions. What you got? 1 o'clock tomorrow.
I got the Lions, man. Geno Smith looked great the first week, and then all of a sudden, Geno became Geno these last couple of weeks. I see that game going. I see that game going 31-16 to the Lions. I think the Lions, man, they're an up-and-coming team. They may battle for that first spot in that division. I think it might be between them and I believe Minnesota, in my opinion, I think so.
You think the Packers in there? In the division? You think the Packers are part of that division?
I think Green Bay, man, right now, Green Bay, they're trying to still find their identity. You know what I'm saying? As far as the offense, as far as weapons, you need guys. They're young. You know what I'm saying? You can't rely on a 14-year vet like Randall Cobb, who's had injuries throughout his career. Tanyan coming off an ACL injury. I think the Lions, they're going to be that team where they're not going to back down. And don't get me wrong, I think that division might have 3 possibly playoff teams, man. It's a possibility.
Facts. All right, Jesse.
The NFC South is very weak, right? NFC South is terrible right now.
Right. So, Jesse, we got the Jets versus Steelers tomorrow at 1 o'clock. What you got?
You know, that's a tough one, bro. Like, back in the day, true. Back in the day, I would say Steelers all day, but like, you know, I think both teams are ass, but it's like, I don't know which cheek, the left cheek or the right cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not even mad at that.
Hey, so listen, Jesse. So their Jets quarterback, I believe Zach Wilson, is going to be making his season debut this week because he got hurt in the preseason. This is his first game back. He was slated in the preseason and training camp as their starter.
Juju game. When we played Philly, they hit Jalen Hurts and he got hurt with hurt his calf.
Right.
He was running in non-contact.
He got hurt playing us. Just want to make that a note. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But I mean, Zach Wilson coming back, it does, I guess, change things. But the question is, like, how much does it change things? Like,
right. Still the Jets.
I mean, yeah, it's still the Jets, and the Steelers haven't been looking good. I don't know. I guess just off the sake of, you know, picking the team, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Because I feel like, you know, Mike Tomlin, he ain't gonna lose but so many games. Yeah, man. He gonna find a way. If he got to switch it up, if he got to Mike Tomlin, he's like the only coach that hasn't he's never had like a losing under 500 record, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know, I think he Watt back this week too. I don't know. I got to double check on it, but I think he is. All right, Dede, we got the Bears versus Giants. Who you got?
A little bit more of the same.
Hey, you fumbled.
I mean, the Giants, like I said, they overachieved the first 2 games, so as well as the Bears have too. But I think Daniel Jones will make more mistakes than Justin Fields, and Chicago defense is win the game. I say the Bears in a close one.
They look like a ghost.
He do like a
ghost. He's shining.
Hey, they look like Uncle Charles on that Bone Thugs video. Bone Thugs Harmony video. see you at the crossroads.
That's funny, yo.
He gotta get a light. He gotta get a light in front of him, man. It's like he got that sunlight behind him or something.
That's hilarious.
Crazy. Hey, Mo, we got the Titans versus the Colts AFC South game. Titans or Colts, so you got Mo?
All right, man. So listen, the Colts, Matt Ryan hasn't found his footing yet. He hasn't been getting Nyheim Hines involved in the game. Taylor is a great back. The Titans haven't gotten Henry off the way that you would hope they would have gotten him off. Maybe the carries over the last 2 seasons have affected his ability to carry the ball as much as he used to. I believe they're in Indianapolis, I think. So
True.
I'm going to go with the Colts beating the Titans, man. I think the Titans were they were on the uptick the last 2 seasons. They fell short. I don't think that they're still going to trend upwards. I think they've been trending down. So I'm going to take the Colts, man. I think Matt Ryan is going to get his tight ends and running backs involved in the passing game. And I think they're going to take it 21-17.
I ain't mad at that. All right, so I'm next. I got Chargers versus Texans. Chargers win this game easy. I know Keenan Allen's not playing, but Herbert's playing to my understanding. I haven't seen nothing different. And the Texans, they just don't put up points. I just see the Chargers walking all over them. So I'm cool with that. We got Jasper, Browns, Falcons.
Oh, man. Come on, man. These 2 quarterbacks, man, these guys were backups for Mariota and, I don't even want to say his name. But don't get me wrong. I think Jacoby Brissett, man, man, I'm just going to give you a score. I'm going to say just 19-13. It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be one of the games where a lot of fantasy guys are going to be like, man, why did I start this guy this week, man? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I hate to say it. It's Cordero Patterson, and I'm going to say somebody from the Browns. I'm going to give it to Chubb or somebody like that, man. But it's going to be one of them games where it's just...
Cordero might be hurt.
Yeah. Is that the ugly game of the week? We're going to start doing ugly game of the week. Is that the ugly game?
I think that might be the one.
Browns versus Falcons?
That might. I don't know. It might be another one, but...
That Jet Steelers is ugly. That Jet Steelers
is ugly too.
Browns.
What is that? Mitchell?
Bro, I told you.
Trubisky
That's left cheek, right cheek, bro. Left cheek, right cheek.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm hoping it's Washington and Dallas.
Oh, you
Nah,
next.
That's gonna be a good one.
Talking about Washington versus Dallas. That's you. Who you got? Washington, Dallas.
I hate to say it, but it's probably gonna be Dallas, man. Washington offensive line sucks.
Yeah.
They gave up 9 sacks last week, and Dallas defensive line is close to as decent as ours. So I think Cooper Rush will do enough. And hopefully Tony Pollard give me a lot of fantasy points. But calm down, Terry. I got Dallas on that.
Calm down, Terry. I know you low key excited about Dallas winning, but you know. Relax. Relax.
I mean, there's always one part every pod we do. Somebody give me a slight. I'm getting sick of it. I hope the viewership kind of stands up for me, man. I'm a good dude. Listen, man. Y'all tell them in the comments, man. I'm not a mother. Get Jesse. Anyway, we'll skip the next. We got Maul. Maul got a beautiful game. Maul. Bills versus Ravens in Baltimore.
Listen, man. I think the Bills got too much hype. Man. They have a great roster, but Lamar Jackson is on the I Told You So tour. He wants his money. She's going to show out. And we're expecting it to be a shootout. I'm looking forward to Lamar breaking a few ankles, doing something spectacular, being on SportsCenter's top 10 highlights, doing something crazy. I'm going to say the Ravens is going to take it, man. I think the Bills have a better overall roster, but I just think Lamar Jackson can't be stopped right now, in my personal opinion. I'm going to say
the Bills.
I'm going to say 35-31 Ravens.
I I think it's gonna be a shootout. And keep in mind that the Bills have like some injuries in the secondary, so Lamar Jackson should be able to exploit that.
Yeah, Micah Hyde and Poyer is both out. Yeah.
Both out, right? So I got Cardinals versus the Panthers. Enough said. I mean, we probably already unanimous decision that the Cardinals are gonna win this game. The Panthers are just they trash. Baker Mayfield.
That might be the stank game.
Huh?
I said that might be the stank game right there.
I don't think it's worse than the Browns and the Falcons, bro. At least you got Kyler Murray playing. You know what I mean? At least Kyler playing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I don't got to score fully, but I believe they win by at least double digits, and we'll just take it like that. All right. Who next? Jasper. You got Broncos versus the Raiders. Divisional game. Raiders? Broncos versus Raiders.
Where, is it in Denver? Is it in Denver?
In Vegas.
In Vegas. I think McDaniels and them will pull this one out. I really think so. I think this is where they gotta be 1-3 because if they fall 0-4 in that division, it's over. You know, and there's no coming back, especially in the AFC West. I think if Herbert gets back healthy, the Chargers are gonna be one of those teams that might surge up and and always be in the run in the winning division. But I say Vegas. I say it's gonna be a high scoring game. I say 34-24, Vegas.
I don't know if it'll be high score because Russell Wilson ain't put up more than.
Can Russell score? Can Russell Wilson score?
Yeah, but Denver's defense, but I think they might do a little something. I think Nathaniel Hackett would find some kind of way to get Russell to get going. They have a good running back too, man.
I feel
Williams
like Russell's
too, man.
due.
So
he's due, bro.
We'll see. I mean, he is due. He is due.
Also, like my dad when he went to the Redskins.
Yeah, I know you saw the joint. I saw that joint y'all put up. So today we got Patriots versus the Packers in Lambeau. Who you got?
Yeah, Mac Jones out. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers and them, they're gonna get it rolling. I think Green Bay big.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Damn, I think I skipped you, Jesse. I'm sorry. Well, I'm gonna get you right now, Jesse. Chiefs versus the Bucks. Good game. Good game. Who you got? It's in Tampa Bay.
Chiefs lost last week too.
Did lose last week.
I'm gonna go with damn. Is Mike Evans playing?
He's playing.
He's from a suspension. Yep. I don't know.
Yeah, he's back, but they ain't got Godwin. No, Chris Goodwin. They don't got Chris Goodwin. Yeah.
Who's back?
Julio's now. I don't think Julio will be back either.
Yo, I don't want to go against the GOAT, but I don't see Mahomes losing 2 in a row.
Nah.
Like I don't see that happening. But it's in Tampa and I don't see Brady just
Still got number one defense.
You do got a number one defense.
Sunday night under the lights. Sunday night under the lights.
And it's prime time. Ooh.
Prime time Sunday night football, baby.
That's a good one, bro. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, man.
You gonna go with the Chiefs?
I think it's gonna be super close. I think it's gonna be like a field goal. I mean, I don't know exactly what the score is gonna be, but I think it's gonna be like a field goal, man. Like,
all right,
that's a 3-point game.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Last game on the slate, Monday Night Football. We have a divisional game. We have the Rams versus the 49ers. California love in the building. Maul, that's on you. Who you got?
Man, I'm going with the Dorito Goats. The Rams is going to do it, man. The Rams is going to beat the 49ers, man. Garoppolo, I think, is starting now. I think Trey Lance got hurt.
Garoppolo started last week.
Yeah. Trey Lance is hurt. Garoppolo's starting. The Rams want to get back on track. They were the Super Bowl champions. They had that little Super Bowl fatigue. You know what I mean? They ain't get their legs up underneath them. They've been on floats and going on the trophy tour. And now we a month into the season. So they ain't really put the work in preseason. So I think now they probably got their legs under them. They probably ready to redeem themselves from some of their subpar performances. I'm going to take the Rams beating the Niners on Monday Night Football, 35-21.
There you go. There you have it. So as y'all know, hey, that's the full slate of games. So now we're gonna go into our next segment, talk about our beloved Eagles. Mar, you can go ahead and hit it off real quick. And what we're gonna do right now is what we do for the pregame is we talk about our score predictions and we'll give our bold takes. So something that most people would perceive as bold, but you can see happening. That's what we're gonna discuss for this last segment of Irrational Logic. Mar, I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump on.
Okay, so I'm doing bold take first.
You can do bold take or this prediction, whenever one, it don't matter, either way.
All right, I'm gonna go bold take first. So I'm gonna say Boston Scott is gonna get a touchdown.
Oh, he's out. He's out.
Yeah, he's out. Then Kenneth Gainwell is gonna get a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell is gonna get a touchdown. I think that as Terry likes to say, Miles Sanders gets vultured for points, for touchdown opportunities. I think Miles Sanders is going to get a long run, get us in the red zone. He's going to be gassed, and I think it's either going to be. I think it might be a screen, and I think Jason Kelce is going to put on that Batman cape because we're going to get a screen touchdown to Kenneth Gainwell. And Jason Kelce said if they score on the screen pass, he's taking the Batman cape and rocking it. I think that's going to happen, man. I think it's going to happen. Kenneth Gainwell, a backup running back, is due to get in the end zone. And I think they want to get back to that identity of having a 2 to 3-headed monster in the back. So that's my bold prediction. Of course, I think we're going to beat the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are on the uptick. They're a great team coming up. Let me not say great team. They're a good team, good defense, second-year quarterback. Lawrence is doing this thing. Doug Peterson, being the coach of the Eagles, giving us our first Super Bowl, has taken that team and turned them around. But I think that we're at a different level in the pecking order right now. The Eagles are just heads, shoulders above and better than the Jaguars right now on paper. So they just gotta go out there and handle their business. I'm going to say the Eagles put up 31 and the Jaguars 13.
So I like that. They hit you up because we kind of, Jesse, Jasper, and I did our predictions. We're going to do our bold takes today. We're going to keep our scores, though. But Day, what you got for your bold take as well as prediction of the score?
So prediction, I think we spoiled Doug's homecoming. I think I would say 34-17. 34, I think the offense keeps rolling and defense does what it has to do. Now, my bold take, I think C.J. Gardner-Johnson will get game. So Avonte Maddox is out. And the reason we got CJ is because he's so versatile. He can play safety and he can slide into that nickel cornerback position as he played with the Saints. So I think he's going to slide in, down there and play a lot more in the slot with Avonte being out. And I'm 3-0 on these bold picks. So
what you say about it though? What you say about what did you say he's going to do? I'm sorry.
He's going to have a pick.
You going to have a pick? Okay.
Yeah, CJ going to have a pick. Okay. The Avonte Maddox. And I'm interested to see how the defense, reacts with him being out. You know what I mean? Because it'll actually show our depth at that position because, Epps is playing great at the safety. We signed, what's his name, Andre Charke off the practice squad. So, I don't know if he's going to get a lot of time, but we'll see. Hopefully Slay and Bradbury, their little injuries that they had, they won't have to worry about it. But the only person I'm really worried about if he got to play safety is number 42.
I'm hoping Blanket should play, bro.
Kayvon Wallace.
Kayvon Wallace, exactly. So hopefully, like I said, with CJ moving down in the box a little bit more, hopefully none of our safeties don't get exposed. Jacksonville, they got two good running backs, so hopefully we contain the running game and don't give, we contain the running game. Their passing game, he won't have no confidence. If we could just peel our ears back on third down and rush the passer. So that's my bold prediction for the week, fellas.
Like it. And, we did our score, so I'm going to jump in mine. I had a score 28-24. We win the game. My bold prediction is Quez Watkins gets 4 receptions, at least 100 yards and 1 touchdown. That's my bold take on that one. But we win by 4 at home. Doug Peterson homecoming. So we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you this: your pick was a lot closer than everybody else's. So why you think it's going to be such a close game?
Doug Peterson. That's it. Doug Peterson spent time in this organization. He's comfortable with it. He has a vendetta. Trust me and believe. Like Daddy always talk about bulletin board material. He ran out of Philly, and trust me, his players like them because last year they sucked and they're actually being successful this year. I think they'll run through the wall for Doug Peterson. They're gonna make it tough for us. I still think we'll win the game, but it's not gonna be no fluke. And even in their loss, the Jaguars are gonna put the AFC on notice. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you.
What's their notable win? What's the Jags' notable win?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe the Chargers, but the Chargers were missing a lot of players.
The Colts supposed to win the division. It's only been 3 games.
The Chargers didn't have their starters. The Chargers,
that's fine.
They starting quarterback ain't played. They starting wide receiver ain't played.
But how many people chose the Chargers to win that game? They starting quarterback did play. Keenan Allen played.
But he's got a broken rib. He got 2 broken ribs.
Okay, but who picked the Jaguars to win that game? Honestly, nobody did.
Nobody.
No, I knew that.
So so it's not like they trash, and their defense is playing pretty good.
No, I agree with you. I just don't think it's going to be that close. I know Doug is going to come in, like you said. They got that bulletin board material, but I'm thinking of like last week. I know Redskins had bulletin board material too. With Carson, you know what I'm saying? Us coming to play
Carson isn't a leader like that. Doug Peterson's a little bit like players like play. Like Carson Wentz, you could tell that nobody really liked him, really. Yeah. But people love Dougie P. People
like
love
I said,
Dougie.
We're gonna go out there and play because I think they're gonna try to nullify why we made that trade or why we released him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think Philly's they're gonna go out there and show like, okay, yeah, we was a good coach. We thankful, always thankful for what you did for us. You brought us our first Super Bowl, but you know what I mean? It's time to move on. It's a new era now.
I hope we do smack them down. I just think it's gonna be close. But I hope I'm wrong on that one, to be honest with you. Jay, I think your score. What was your score again, Jasper? You said 33.
I believe it was 33 to 16.
Yeah. You staying with that? Or you want to change it?
I'm gonna stay with that, man. 33-16. I wrote this down. I don't know if y'all can see it, but the word time of possession. So Doug Peterson is a stickler for time of possession, keeping the offense on the field. I think Sirianni needs to keep that offense on the field to kill clock. I think TJ Edwards has a huge game. I think TJ Edwards has 10 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss and a sack. I think right now he's playing on a level where right now the Eagles may have to go ahead and just beat his man up, pay him.
Pay him, bro.
Yeah, pay him. I think Kazir White. I love where this group is at right now. Is really no holes on this linebacker group. But I think right now 31-16. TJ Edwards gets the game ball as far as his performance. I think he'll have a solid game.
I like that a lot. Jesse, what was your score and what's your bold take? A bold prediction?
I don't remember. I don't remember. But I'll tell you this. I feel like it's going to be 3 picks, 5 sacks. Don't know who, but I feel like our defense is about to eat, yo. I feel like we're going to eat this week, man. Like, all right. Real
What's
shit.
What's the score you got then? Like, based off of that?
I'll say 31-17.
Okay.
Like that.
I'm cool with it. So bonus round real quick. Okay, I was gonna say do y'all believe that Doug Peterson gets booed or get a standing ovation when he comes into the link?
It'd be mixed.
He'll get love.
He'll be mixed.
You gotta. Yeah. This nigga got a statue outside the stadium, bro. Like,
right. Yeah.
He gonna get love.
I'm hoping we do love, man. This dude brought our first Super Bowl.
Nah, he gonna get a standing ovation. Listen, man. Philadelphia fans are some of the most intelligent fans in all of sports. And so if we booing you, it's always justified.
Right.
If we're praising you or giving you props, it's justified. The Philadelphia fans didn't want to get rid of Doug Peterson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we appreciate what Doug did for the city. We appreciate what he did for the organization. Every fan loves Doug Peterson because he was one of the most influential pieces that got us our first Super Bowl. We were the only team in our division that didn't have one. We still have the least amount of Super Bowls, but the fact that he got us one
in our lifetime, yeah.
People were saying that their father that passed away died a happy man because he saw us win a Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people like this city was craving that, and he was one of the instrumental parts in getting that. Standing up after the you know what I mean, the first introductions and we in game. You know, it is what it is. He becomes the opposition, but before that whistle is blown, he getting nothing but love from us. That's what I believe.
That's real. That's real. And I think right now it's a win-win for both organizations, you know what I'm saying? Because Doug took a year off of football. Now he's with an organization where he can run his show. Sirianni, we were all skeptical at first during the interview. We were like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? But now it's starting, like, the team believes in this kid, man. I mean, I'm sorry, this man. And, you know, at first, man, like I said, man, I was like, yo, this guy, he might not be it. You know what I'm saying? But now, man, it's like him and Jalen's got a relationship where it's almost like crazy, like how McNabb was to Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing but love and respect for each other. And these players, they want to fight for him. They want to battle for him, man. So I think both organizations and both, you know, coaches, man, it's a win-win for both of them. So, but yeah, I think we're going to have Sirianni for the next, hopefully, man, how long has we had Andy Reid, man? So, yeah, at least 10 plus. So we'll see, man. So, yeah. Let me ask
y'all a bonus round question real quick. Is there a player that is young on our roster that you think deserves to get more snaps, more reps, more time on the field? If there is, who is that player in your eyes?
Nakobe.
Day-Day, go ahead, Day-Day. Day-Day, go ahead. Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis. You see the difference in the rushing. We averaged, like, I think what it was before when he was on the field, it's like 2 yards a rush or something like that.
Yeah, 3.2 yards a carry.
Like, the defense, like, he just plays different. I mean, he's young, he's hungry, and they just play different with him in there. And he gives Cox and Hargrave a break. So, you know what I mean? I think that was one of the key reasons we were able to have 9 sacks last week. Is like you said, we already rotate off top, but when they're coming in, when that second team is coming in, there really hasn't been that much of a fall off. So
that's true. And the other piece about it is because of our rotation and we can rely on these younger players, Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham are a little bit more spry. They're a little bit more spry because they get more rest. And even with Nick Sirianni's done from a practice week in, week out, giving older players rest during the week is paying dividends. We got hit that first game because they weren't used to tackling, but all in all, I'm glad he did it because we keep it up fresh. My person is the tight end. I can't even say his last name, but the rookie. He had a 40-yard reception. Yeah, he had a 40-yard reception. He looked good doing it. I like to see him out a little bit more. I want to see what he could do. I don't want God to get hurt because I think God is a top 5.
So you want 2 tight end sets, or you want to get? Of
course. Oh, we played Stoll. We played Stoll in that. What's that? At 12, right? 12 personnel. We played Stoll, and Stoll is the reason behind that is because Stoll blocks well. We know that. However, I think that we don't have a problem where we need a slot receiver. If we didn't have a slot receiver, I think you put Kyle in that slot position because he got the speed and he got the hands and he can win mismatches. But I would like to see him I would like to see him a little bit more play. Who else?
Jesse, who you want to see get more snaps, yo?
Man, I already said, man, put Nakobe on the field, bro.
No, why? The linebackers balling.
They are, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Dean he's a different type of player as well. You feel me? And the linebacking position, just like any position, it requires rhythm. You know what I mean? You got to get in the rhythm, man, and you can't get in the rhythm if you're not playing. You feel me? So I feel like, he a game changer, man. He a game changer. Not saying that our linebacker core needs some help right now, but just like we be rotating in with that D line, we need to rotate in with them linebackers, man. Let Dean get out there and eat.
I'm at.
Jasper, who you think should get some more snaps?
Yeah, Boston Scott is out, so I'm gonna go with Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon, I'm telling you, he gets some snaps this week, and guess what? Mini Miles or Low Miles Sanders, he might. We got a guy that can get in that end zone, and guess what? I think Eric Sermon can do it, bro. Because I'm telling you, hey, EPMD is strictly business, Terry, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. I think it's strictly business with Trey Sermon. I think he uses his 225 pound frame.
Eric Sermon, Trey Sermon, EPMD, strictly business. I saw what you did there. I saw what you did right there.
Well, real talk, man.
Hey, well, listen, man. To Terry's point, the backup tight end, his name is Kyle Katera, and he is a beast. He is a beast. But who I would like to see get some snaps at least this week, since Johnson is going to probably slide down into the slot. I would rather see Blankenship.
I want to see Blankenship too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to see Wallace. I'd rather see Blankenship than Wallace. Blankenship, he was playing against the 2s and the 3s. We didn't see him against the 1s. But I mean, he's an undrafted rookie free agent, right? He made the 53-man roster, right? He also, every single play, he was in the mix. Right. He was Johnny on the spot. He didn't let nothing get behind him. He was a short tackler. I mean, he hits with reckless abandon. And I think he might be better than Kayvon Wallace. Yes. I haven't seen Kayvon do anything on the field that made me say, ooh, he might be up and coming on our roster. I haven't seen Kayvon do anything like that. But I have already seen Blankenship do some things that make me say, we might have a diamond in the rough.
Right.
And that's only due to injury. I don't want him to start over Johnson. But because of this week, I want a short tackler that's going to show up and hit them running backs that in the box. And I think Blankenship would do that, is a more willing tackler than Wallace is, in my personal opinion. Hopefully, we see something crazy. We see some good things out of Wallace. But I don't know. I might want to see McPherson, see what he can do in the slot and keep Johnson where he is. Johnson has gotten used to playing safety. You know what I mean? Since he came to the Eagles, why move him? Why not? McPherson made some plays in the preseason. He's been high on their list. I don't know, maybe because he doesn't play slot.
You saying you're gonna put McPherson on Christian Kirk? I don't want that one, man.
Y'all forgetting about Josiah Scott. Josiah Scott had a big camp, and he played a lot of nickel and safety. So Josiah Scott, watch out for him too, man. He might play that nickel role and in between, and he might do his thing.
That could be the way. You could. He probably thinking like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see what happens with that. I want to give an honorable mention. Cam Jurgens is getting some playing time over Samalu. Like, I don't know. Not over Kelsey. Hell no, not with Kelsey. But Samalu been like,
yeah, he is. He ain't
no. You know what I'm saying? He's not like, if he got hurt, I wouldn't be like, that's the end of our line. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in trouble. Samalu got hurt, like, all right, put Jurgens in. I kind of want to see how he do because I know he can move. So, I mean, we'll see. But, I think we all had some great takes, man. Like, real talk.
He undersized. He undersized that guard.
He undersized, but, the man is a beast. But you know what? That's what we do here. It's called Irrational Logic for a reason.